had our 10-year wedding anniversary and we spent it in London.
Which was amazing.
Trip was amazing. Flight back. So
not so much.
there was numerous flights cancelled that we spoke to people going to hotels and whatever.
We got an email saying it might be postponed,
yes,
not cancelled.
Well, saying that there's been multiple ones. So apparently that the weekend we flew back, 60% of British Airways flights got either delayed or cancelled. So ours was not delayed and it was not cancelled. However, it would not have been the worst thing because then you get a hotel stay for the evening and you fly back the next morning. So
our flight was 20 past 6.
20 past 6 and we were supposed to be in Aberdeen 8 o'clock, get our bags by 8:15, be home 9 o'clock.
So late dinner, because we didn't eat, we had,
grab something on the way home.
Had lunch
and
in the afternoon.
Maybe watch a movie or something at home. So we were planning on being home 9 o'clock. So as the plane takes off and we just in the air, they let us know that, by the way, there's a little bit of mist in Aberdeen and the visibility at the moment is 350 meters or 300 meters and they need 550 meters. So they'll keep us up to date. Okay, fantastic. I'm hoping it clears up, but in my mind, the little bit I know, mist tends to get worse as the night progresses. That's just what I think. I might be wrong, I might be right, I have no idea. So we're close to landing, about half an hour away from landing, and they say, okay, there's another plane waiting to land, so we are just going to circle the airport and we will keep you updated. They update us when we have supposed to already have been landed. And they say, okay, we're going to divert to Glasgow. It's only half an hour flight, we've got enough fuel, awesome. And once we get to Glasgow, we've got a team on the ground and we'll let you know what happens.
Working out on what's going to happen now, because that is, if you don't know, it's a 3-hour drive away from Aberdeen.
Yes, it's about 300 kilometers, 200 miles, give or take. So they divert us to Glasgow and we get to Glasgow only about 9 o'clock.
No, it was like more like 10 o'clock.
No, we got to Glasgow 9 o'clock. Remember, there's another bit that you maybe forget. So we were supposed to have already been home. Now we are 3 hours drive from home. Okay, now we land and they're saying, okay, just hold tight. We're on the tarmac, just hold tight. We're still trying to figure out what's happening.
And besides, like, to add to the story, there was police, there was paramedics, there was the fire department around the plane stating there's a medical emergency. We thought the police was also because of people might get uneasy, but we later found out that we were the only flight that had police and all paramedics and everything. Anyway,
so they don't keep us up to date properly. They only announce something every like 20 minutes. So now it's about 9:30 and they announce, if there's anybody who would like to get off now and make your own way, now it's your own problem, make your own way home or get a hotel, then so be it.
And I would say someone kicked the fuss and said, like, you're just keeping us here.
And this guy booked an hotel room already, so he was good. So I would say about 30% of the flight got off, give or take. Obviously my numbers are not accurate, so about 30% came off or got off. And a lady sitting next to us said, this has happened to her before, don't get off because you are still their responsibility.
They have to get you home.
If you get off, you take all the liability away from them. So eventually at about 10 o'clock, now we should have been home by 9 o'clock already. At about 10 o'clock, they let us know, oh sorry, we can't make a plan. There's nothing for you.
Saturday night in Glasgow. There's no buses,
it's Saturday night.
Trains, there's nothing.
There's nothing for you. Just make your own way and you can claim it back. So I spoke to someone and they said, yes, you can claim it back. But they make the process so difficult that you end up just leaving it.
And someone told him, not knowing our financial situation to add, take a £400 taxi from Glasgow to Aberdeen and then you can claim it back. It'll take a few months. But
now luckily we do have £400, but not just to waste. I mean,
just imagine, like, this is someone's, like, they have to get home, there's maybe emergency at home or whatever the situation is. British Airways was basically saying,
you have to pay for it.
Yeah, you pay for it, not knowing the person's financial situation. Sorry. Person's financial situation. They must just make their own way. What if they had nowhere to sleep? What if, because we haven't eaten, like, you know, there was many different scenarios. They're not offering us food.
Well, they did technically. They sent a claim form that you, and also the words are so ambiguous. We will pay back reasonable cost. What is reasonable? Is it reasonable if I want to stay in a 5-star hotel? What is reasonable? Reasonable is subjective. So now we're off the plane, waiting for our bags, which also took forever. So now I go to the little desk where they said if you have any queries you can go to them, and the person's like, oh sorry, that's our policy, too bad. So I'm like, no, not too bad. I need to speak to someone in charge. Okay, my manager will be down in a little bit. Manager eventually came down. Now there's a door where if you make it through the door, you can't get back. You guys know after the carousel, if you get out. So I told Misha that I'm gonna go out, and if I call you, come to the door so the sliding door opens, or the electronic door, whatever, opens so I can come back in. So I go to the front desk, and I started kicking up a fuss. I don't usually do this, but I kicked up a fuss because this is just not okay. I paid for a very expensive flight to get me to Aberdeen, not to Glasgow. So I kicked up a fuss, and quite a few other people also kicked up a fuss, and I made a big thing out of it. I told them I don't have money. I don't. Now I do, but it's not the principle, or it's the principle behind it. I said I don't have money. I literally don't. This was my last money I paid on this flight. You guys need to get me home. Okay, just hold tight. We're gonna make a plan. So now there's a group of about 50 people that they need to make a plan.
They call people to come to the front so they can tell us what's happening.
So eventually we get our bags. No food in our systems, no water, because obviously you can't take water onto the flight. So we are starving, we're dehydrated, and eventually they put us into taxis that drive us to Aberdeen. This is 11 o'clock at night, so it's a 3-hour drive, so we're going to get home 2 o'clock. So here's the kicker. They drive us to Aberdeen Airport. The taxi driver drives past our house to get to Aberdeen Airport. Well, I'm like, can you drop us off? Nope. Your destination was Aberdeen Airport. Like, this is so silly. Now we have to pay for another taxi. So now we eventually get to Aberdeen, and it's like 2 a.m. It's Saturday in Aberdeen as well. The taxis are just not available. So eventually our taxi arrives. Very nice gentleman. I wish I had his name. Our taxi arrives like 20 past, 2:30, around there. I didn't keep time anymore because I was just exhausted, and we were 4 people that shared the taxi to try and mitigate costs.
Yes.
And eventually we got home, I would say, give or take 3 a.m. compared to 9 p.m.
And the kicker on top of everything is, yes, it's out of their control. Yes, it's like
it's not about what happened. It's about how they treated us. Like, just nothing. And we paid a lot of money to fly through British Airways.
The things were out of their control, but on the flight even they said, well, we have to divert, there's nothing we can do. There was not like, I'm so sorry about the situation, there's no empathy, there was no like, if there's something we can do, come and speak to us. There was none of that. They basically at the end of the day said, you have to make your own way, until people started kicking up a fuss, and they eventually got taxis. And this wasn't buses, it was 8 people taxi, basically.
So we shared a taxi with people that took Logan Air from Manchester to Aberdeen as well. Similar situation. At least Logan Air had the decency, while they were circling the airport, to give them biscuits and coffee and those kind of things. Water. We got nothing.
And the last time we ate was early, like it was basically at 12 o'clock.
We ate in Camden Market about 1 o'clock to make our way back to the hotel to pick up our bags to get back to the airport.
And we thought we'll get home late, but we'll have a late dinner,
like a 9 o'clock dinner,
kind of a deal where yes, we were just stuck at the airport, and it was just, this is a long story, but this was just a very frustrating.
But it's worth a watch. If you watch it all the way to the end, then you are just the best.
Airplane emoji.
Anyway, take care. Bye.